What is up, Retro Maniacs? Welcome to the Retro Card Chat Podcast. My name is Mike. I'm from Mike's Retro Trading Cards, and I'm joined by one guy that just got back from vacation and another guy that's on perpetual vacation. They are, of course, EP Eric Pahalik and Joe Day. How you doing, boys?
Well, ironically, I am on 2 days of vacation coming up, so I have the holiday, took some vacation.
Me too.
I'm perpetual vacation. I think we know that.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, it's not fair to say because EP works 32 hours a day. So, I mean, I know I don't work that many. I don't work that many.
I don't either. I don't either. I might not work that in a month. Working real here.
But
what's new and exciting, Joe?
I went to a party last night and had a couple of drinks, but I'm still prepared. I got some Trogs here with me.
Ooh, very nice.
Trogs Field Study. The problem is I hurt my Kraken thumb or my Kraken pointer.
You were cracking so many beers that you're.
I was like I literally like my thumb or my pointer. No, it's my pointer actually.
Like bruised.
Yeah,
like when you cut your fingernail too low or something. Like that.
Right. But this is from cracking open cans of beer all day yesterday. Cheers, boys. EP, you gonna join me for a drink?
Yeah. So I've been cracking open a lot of beers too. So
since it's the afternoon,
yes,
I will join you with our not quite sponsor, the Rusty Rail, but yeah,
our unofficial sponsor.
Yeah.
Cheers, boys.
Happy Independence Day to our country and to everybody watching out there. Yeah, this is going to drop the day before.
American viewers.
So,
right.
Our American viewers, yeah.
Yes.
Poor foreign viewers have no idea what that is, but yeah. So, EP, how was your vacation?
Fantastic. Dudes, if you can take a vacation, like do it. Like if you can, even if you can get away only a little.
I love how he's talking about vacations like we don't take vacations.
Well, I'm sure there's some people that were like me where they take a staycation and they do whatever. But I mean, just getting away, whatever you got to do to get away and have some time away from work and away from where you live and have a couple beverages hopefully, and have some fun. Like you got to find a way to do it. So save up some money and then do it.
Wow, great advice.
Totally agree. Got to get away sometimes.
Sometimes you just have to get away.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into it. I don't know if you guys saw or not. EP, you were on vacation. We might have to refresh you on all the happenings of the week. But this past week, Packman, we all know Packman. We all love Packman. Packman's a great guy.
He's fine.
Opens all kinds of fun stuff. I do question where it all comes from and where he gets what he gets out of it. But this time, he was doing a box rip of Panini Prism with Cade Cunningham. You're not going to believe this. Guess what happened?
What happened?
Cade Cunningham actually pulled his own autograph out of Prism on the break of the box that just happened to be recorded on one of the biggest YouTube card channels. Oh. What a coincidence. Like, wow. Isn't that amazing? EP,
the luck.
Your mind is probably blown by how lucky that was, isn't it?
I feel like this is the second or third week in a row where I'm like, this doesn't surprise. This is disgusting, but no, not even no morsel, like no tiny little particle of this surprises me in any way. Like I can't.
Wait, are you implying something is amiss here, EP?
Listen, it very well could have been on the fly, but what are the chances? Like, what are the odds that all these things are happening just like that when the camera's rolling and this only one box is open? Let's do this, and there's one box and that's the box. Like,
the odds of anybody pulling a Cade Cunningham autograph out of a box of that on a rip that you're recording for YouTube are astronomical to begin with. But when you have him on your channel doing the rip and opening the pack, I think you have to multiply those substantially unbelievable odds exponentially. Yeah, like come on, people.
We're all movie fans, right? It's like that the whole thing where all the stars align at the exact same moment every 250 years. So this happens, and you have to be in the right place at the right time. Right. And that's when the moon's light is going to shine directly where the vault is with the buried treasure. And then you pull the Cade Cunningham autograph.
Right.
No, then Cade Cunningham pulls the
right.
Cade Cunningham
Only
autograph.
if Cade Cunningham is there, then it happens. Right.
Yeah, but he literally pulled it too. Pac-Man didn't pull it.
Oh, really?
Cade Cunningham pulled it. Yes.
I actually unsubscribed to Pac-Man recently. I mean, he's got a shtick. It feels very card collector too shticky to me at this point. So I unsubscribe. Maybe I'll watch something if he's opening something interesting, because I know I'll get to see some hits. Because you alluded to it at the jump, Mike. There is no doubt in my mind that he gets juice boxes from Fanatics, /Tops, and Panini. There is no doubt in my mind. Yeah. And to get this, it kind of proves a point that we've been saying ever since the story broke about Backyard Breaks and all the 101s and all the case hit or product hits they were getting. And they know where this stuff is. They know where the hits are. They knew there was a Cade Cunningham in this box. There's no doubt about it. Now, you could say there is potential that they maybe opened up a case, recorded everything, and then got lucky with the one that they opened, and they just showed us that. So it's either they're shadily getting juice boxes, specific juice boxes in this case, or they're not being very transparent about how much they actually opened to get a pretty big hit in the product that was opened by the guy on the card. Yeah. You know, it's one or the other. It's got to be one or the other. There's no way this just happened. They didn't just swing by their local card shop, pick up a box, and Cade Cunningham's auto happened to be in it. Come on.
And Pac-Man pays for all of that himself, right? Like none of those are comp to him. None of them are comp. Right. Well,
the thing is this more about this, Mike, or is it?
Well, I just wanted to add a little more to the story.
Okay, go ahead.
So during the video for this, at the beginning of it, Pac-Man was talking about the $50,000 flawless live break they were going to have on Whatnot.
Talking.
Where he and Cade Cunningham were going to open $50,000 worth of flawless on Whatnot.
Box. So one box?
It was quite a few. But obviously paid and bought, sponsored by Whatnot. But do you guys want to take a guess at what happened on the Whatnot live stream?
No. I didn't even know this part.
I didn't let you know because I thought it would be more fun to tell you that, yes, Cade Cunningham also pulled a flawless autograph of himself.
I'm done. I'm out. I can't anymore.
I was going to do the same thing.
I got it.
I was going to do the same thing.
God, we'll see.
Like, what? Like, are you kidding me? Yes, I am bald. Everyone, yes, I am bald.
We knew that.
Are you kidding me?
I know. Yeah, no. And like, here's the thing though, like the odds of him pulling the flawless were probably better than pulling it out of the prism, if we're being
That's
real.
True. That's actually true.
When you kind of take a look at the odds of both of those and then multiply them together, the fact that both of these things happened, like one right after the other, come on. That's
bad.
I am a fan of professional wrestling. Like, you really think that people are going to believe that all of this is real? Like, I don't know. Maybe there are people out there. Let us know in the comments if you think this is real.
No one that watches our channel would think this is real.
Don't.
We have smart
yes.
subscribers. We have smart viewers. They would never believe this horse shit.
That would be the most outrageous wrestling storyline ever, right? Like there would absolutely nobody.
If it happened in wrestling, people would be like, nope, too far.
Yep,
You went too far. The one I believe, but when you did the second, like you just took me out of it. I can't believe it anymore. Even though I know it's not real, I can't believe it. Oh yeah, I mean, this is what the card industry is now. This is what they're selling us. We talk about it all the time. This isn't the first time, won't be the last time. But my God, stop treating all of us like we're idiots. We know that this stuff isn't just randomly happening, okay? All of the viewers out there pretty much know it too, whether they want to admit it or not. But all of our viewers know it's fake. Come on.
And the thing about Flawless, it's a hand-packed product. there is no. I mean, they might have just pulled those cards specifically for this break, right? I mean,
exactly.
Is there any getting around it? I mean, they are. I mean, it's like the guy from Fanatics, the soccer player pulling the 101 case or product hit. Like, was it a Jackie Robinson?
Yeah,
I believe. Yeah,
Jackie Robinson.
Like, come on, and it's just cool. A rich guy got to open up products and pull his own card. Like, do we need to pacify rich people like this? What's going on?
I feel like Pac-Man's reaction when he pulled the Prism autograph too was very similar to the president of Topps reaction when it was like, oh wow, like
yeah.
I think Pac-Man was like yeah, come on.
I need to get a screenshot picture for the video.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So the point I was going to make a couple minutes ago was like, I can like, not that it's all right, but I mean, they do takes for dramas for TV shows. So if you're doing it for drama, that it's very, very gross in our hobby and what we do, because the point of it is the randomness, the gambling, for lack of a better term, the gamblingness of it. So to do that is gross, but I can see where some marketer, some marketer that's not right in the head is thinking, oh, we can do this. But then to do it for both of those products is ridiculous. But I also want to say, the other thing against Cade Cunningham, and I mean, Pac-Man, if you can do it, I guess do it. Like, whatever. I mean,
we would all take that.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, they're gonna give us the best stuff. I mean, sure, send it to us, man. Like Mike give us a PO box.
I mean, to a certain extent, I get what you're saying, EP. It's kind of like the staged pack battle or whatever that the great curator and his group of friends did. Like, I get it. It's staged and but when you're opening up boxes that are probably $1,500 a box when we're talking about Select or Prism, when you're talking about a product like that and you're not showing the bad, and you're just showing that, it's absolutely it's irresponsible. It gives people this idea that, wow, this product must have nothing but hits, because what are the odds that Cade Cunningham pulled his own card? That must mean Cade Cunningham's in every box. Like, it's just an irresponsible. I'm embellishing, obviously, but it is irresponsible to not show the terrible hits too, because there are a lot of terrible hits in those products.
And if you want to see terrible hits, go back and watch some of our breaks on the channel. Yeah,
1999 Bowman Chrome football, baby. The worst box in history of Bowman Chrome football.
Or 2022 WWE Prism. I mean, to be fair, we'll show the misses.
I mean, this is all scripted entertainment for marketing purposes. Convince me otherwise. I'm available all day. I'm not going to believe you. I watch professional wrestling. I know scripted entertainment when I see it. That's what it is. They're pushing their brands. It works. They wouldn't be doing it if it didn't work. But and that's one of the weird disconnects too. Like, people see the big hits being pulled, but they don't recognize. Like, that's one of the biggest disservices I think the bigger channels on YouTube, the bigger influencers do, is they make the everyday person who might be considering spending a good part of their disposable income on buying this product, and they're convincing them that, oh, look at all this great stuff you can get out of it. Like, I talked about the WWE Prism all the time. There were people out there, all they were doing were showing you the big sales of the cards that were impossible to get, and not telling you that you're probably going to get crap, but if you get super, super, super lucky, you could get this card here that's worth $5,000. You're not going to get it. Odds are going to say you're not going to get it. But like, there are way too many people, especially in this hobby, on YouTube, Instagram, whatnot, wherever they are, that they're playing this on the people for the companies. So people overextend and spend more money to try to buy a product, thinking they have a realistic chance of getting something, because the people doing this aren't letting you know how lucky that really is to pull that card. And
you took what I was saying there, and you put it succinct. Like, that's exactly my point of, if you're going to do the stage thing, okay, I get it. Also show the bad hits, because, for every Justin Herbert rookie autograph you pull, or who, Trevor Lawrence or whatever, or Kenny Pickett, you're going to pull a Bobby Hebert. You're going to pull a Billy Joe Tolbert. I mean, you're going to pull a Gus Frerotte. You're going to pull these random old veterans that breakers don't even know how to pronounce their names, because they weren't even relevant when they were playing.
Yeah.
And they're considered hits in that product. So, yeah, fine. Show that staged one. It would even be fun if it was they opened a case and he pulled a Cade Cunningham. Whatever, like that would, and it'd be realistic. I'd be like, oh, that's kind of neat. They opened up a full case and they got a Cade Cunningham. At least show the misses too, because you are putting an unrealistic.
If you're opening a case, at least put a little disclaimer down there that these are the highlights of the case that we opened.
Right.
Like, don't just you're intentionally deceiving people, deceiving them, so the companies that are selling the product can get people to think they have a better chance of pulling something than they really do. And that just it pisses me off more than anything else I see in the hobby. Like, you're going to get crap out of Prism. Most people know that, but you see it over and over, hits. Oh, well, that's better than I thought it was. Like, it's very easy to influence some people to make bad decisions, because look, he got that. Like, I don't know.
You don't all have Drew Jones golden hands.
I was just gonna say, like, I've been doing this case breaking thing, or I'm buying these cards where I know it's relatively low entry fee, and I know that if I do it right, I can sell most of it and kind of make my money back. And if I hit something decent, then I can make a little bit of money, and kind of grow that fund. But I've been extremely lucky. I know I'm gonna have to pay the troll toll here pretty quickly, pretty directly. It's definitely coming up, and probably going to be finest or Topps Chrome or Archives or whatever I get next. It's probably, I mean, there's chances are I'm going to have a very bad, if I'm only buying one case, I'm going to have a very bad time. Like that, the Prism guy, the Prism card, if you had like a $10,000 card, chances are you probably opened 100 cases of something that cost you way more money than most hobbyists have.
He didn't open up one pack and pull a massive hit. Right. I mean, he had to open a product.
I like to think that most of us can't even come close to affording a case of any sort of Prism product, let alone 100 cases. But all you're seeing is them pulling that one out, or pulling out a Cade Cunningham.
Your cases of baseball products probably cost the same as one box of Prism basketball.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, there's a big difference. There's a massive difference.
Yeah, like the case of Topps Series 2 was like $1,200. The case of Series 1 was like $1,000. Three boxes of Bowman Chrome or Bowman, three boxes of Bowman Jumbos were $1,500, and I get a Prism, like you said, is I'm sure more over $1,000 just for one box.
Right.
So.
Yep. Absolutely.
Oh well, one player that may not be pulling his own autograph is apparently LeBron James. It came out this week. I think Sports Card Investor might have been the first one. I don't know if he got it from somebody or what, but on the Upper Deck website, in the area where they have their exclusive players that they have under contract, they have, Tiger Woods, they have Michael Jordan, they have Wayne Gretzky, they have Ben Simmons, some of their misses too. One player that is no longer there is LeBron James. I don't know. I know that recently the head of Upper Deck was doing a interview about the Disney Lorcana lawsuit and everything, and a throwaway line in that was that if Fanatics wants to sign somebody to an exclusive deal, there's not much anybody's going to be able to do about it. So if you backtrack to that comment and now you look on the website that LeBron James isn't there, that comment seems a lot more poignant than maybe it was at the time. Like, I don't know what is up with LeBron James. Nobody knows for sure, but it sure kind of smells like he might be signing with, if he's signing with somebody else, he's going to be Fanatics, right?
Who is LeBaron James? Is it like
LeBaron? Bam? I don't know.
I think he plays pickleball. I think it's a pickleball.
Pro
I thought he was a skater. Wasn't he a skater?
Don't even get me going on pickleball.
The
I'm
Jackass
sorry.
show or something like that. I don't know, but
this is huge news, right? Like this is massive.
Yeah.
Like
big news. I mean,
stuck in that. I mean, stuck.
This is the first part of a very big story. So the closing end of this story will probably be more huge. But yeah, I mean, people have not been able to pull a LeBron James card out of a NBA licensed pack of basketball cards for quite some time. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, this will be huge if and when we find out where he's going.
It'd be hilarious if he went to Panini. I don't know why. I just in my mind, I'm like, it would be hysterical if Panini was like, you know what? We're going to lose all these licenses. LeBron hasn't had a licensed product in years. No one will know the difference. It's fine. We'll put him in his high school uniform. It's okay. I mean, it would be hysterical, but we're assuming it's Fanatics, obviously. And they could just throw money at anyone. I think the only one LeBron, since he's still playing, I get it. I don't think they'd ever be able to pull Jordan or Gretzky or Tiger. I think especially Jordan. I mean, Jordan feels like someone who's pretty LeBron is huge, but I'm saying I think that Jordan. Maybe what's the idyllic way of looking at Jordan after watching Air? Mm-hmm. You know, like, oh, he went with Nike and he stuck with them. His mom made him do it, so maybe he'll stay with Upper Deck. But then Jordan is a gambling addict.
He owns like a big chunk of that part of the company. I don't think he really owns any of Upper Deck. So, right? You know, if Fanatics wants to sign players to exclusive deals, there's not much anybody can do about it. Yeah. So I don't know. He might not be the last one. I would tend to think if you're Fanatics,
Ben Simmons is next for sure.
Ben Simmons is definitely next. But yeah, I mean, come on, Michael Jordan has to be in play at some point, right? I don't know what his contract is. Maybe he signed a deal that's long-term that won't be out of it in any time soon, but I would assume anybody that Fanatics might be able to get, they would take a look at getting. Not that we're saying they signed LeBron. We don't know that.
Right. Any amount of money, right? Like you're eventually. Well, I was gonna say like every amount of money that you could possibly like if there's a blank check, you're probably gonna be able to get some of these players, right? Yeah. But if you think about it, like Joe, your thought for Panini, like what if they just went all in? They sold up like some properties or something like that. They sold off a bunch of stuff and they said we only have the basketball license for like one more year or whatever. Let's get LeBron autos and that stuff. Let's just load that stuff with the LeBron autos. Like that would be pretty smart, right? It'd be like
it would be. They'd have to sell literally everything, like the printers. They'd have to sell their printers on Craigslist. They would have to like everyone's shoes. Come on, throw your shoes up on eBay. I mean, they would have to sell everything to have a chance to sign LeBron, even for 1 year or however long
maybe that's why Fanatics sent those people to break into their offices to steal their stuff. So then they could figure out how they got what the LeBron stuff is that they're printing this year.
It is ironic that he's going to be going to a company that still, while he's a player, probably won't have a licensed product, right? If he is going to Fanatics, it's kind of funny that it's like, oh, well, Upper Deck can't make him in licensed NBA products. Unless Fanatics somehow gets the license, it's going to be another year. What?
I mean, Upper Deck has been doing Michael Jordan products, an entire line of nothing but Michael Jordan cards, like just nothing but Michael Jordan stuff. Like you can see a LeBron set.
Well, no, I'm not saying that they're not going to do that. I'm just saying Mike led into it saying that LeBron hasn't had an NBA autograph in a long time, and that's true, but he still won't, even if he signs with Fanatics, right? I mean, if they got him exclusive, unless somehow Michael Rubin does end up getting the license, which there was some rumor about something happening, him making potentially NBA products. I don't think he is, but potentially. I mean, it would be just ironic him going from Upper Deck with unlicensed product to then Fanatics with unlicensed product, and by the time he retires, he probably won't have any licensed autographs since 2015 ish. I don't know when Upper Deck lost the NBA license,
but whenever that was. It was earlier. Yeah. Couple things. Okay. First of all, Panini has the license for like 3 more years, something like that.
Perfect.
They are not going to spend any money. They're just going to print, rake in all your money from the people that are trying to get those huge hits that they see pulled on Pac-Man's channel. And they're going to make as much money as they can until the day they don't have the license anymore. This is already common knowledge. Like, you can see it, you know how much the print runs have increased. Yeah, they're not spending money on anybody. They're like, oh, okay, well, our cash cow is almost out, but we're going to milk every last penny out of this. Second of all, if you're Fanatics, okay, whether or not LeBron's playing in 3 more years, I don't know. But even if he's not, your first set back, if you're releasing that, and now you have him and he's in 1, 2, maybe 3 different jerseys, in your set, you can put him in there. Maybe add Michael Jordan to it too. And like, what a way to make a statement once you do have the license. So even if they don't have that capability to do something with it right away, if they were to have him signed, they would make a huge splash, I think, when they do get the license. So, they have a ton of money. That would be a pretty good investment. And I mean, I'm not a huge basketball card collector, but that's pretty exciting. And if you somehow had Michael Jordan in there somehow, like, how crazy would that be if they had both of them? I doubt that's happening. But even LeBron, like, maybe it's his last card. Like, you're going to be right around his retirement, most likely.
Remember, Panini is doing retired sets, right? We were joking, retired rookies. But
they're really hoping it hits that
retired rookies.
Yeah, the retired rookies set.
And also, if you're going to build a relationship with a young, like, stud player like Bronny James, who probably would be coming into the league at that point, like, if you're going to try to build a relationship there for a potential exclusive deal, like, why not also sign
that if you sign one, you might get both.
I
feel like if you're working on a deal, that's probably
there's going to be so many dual cards of them. It's going to be absolutely crazy.
And so many people to buy them too. Like, regardless of how cheesy it might be, people will want that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I don't blame them. Yeah.
So they can't call it the dual logo man. So what would they change it to?
They would just do dual autos.
Yeah, but they would have to do something special.
Wasn't Exquisite Logo Man?
I thought the Logo Man was a Panini product.
Well, no, I don't know if anyone else can use the Logo Man while Panini still has a license, right? Because it is part of the
they have to have
they have
but
to have
still,
the
like, I don't think they own the name of Logo Man. I'm not sure. It could be wrong.
I'm not
but
sure.
I thought the Exquisite wasn't the most important card. Wasn't that actually an Upper Deck Exquisite, or am I wrong? Or was that?
I don't think it was a Logo Man, though. I think it was just the jersey cut.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they had the Logo Man in it. To your first point,
you can call it whatever you want to.
Right.
Come up with something.
You can call it "Give Me Money."
Yeah,
that's what they'll call it. Give me
People
money.
are going to buy it.
To your first point, Mike, and I agree. It was a throwaway line, but I kind of like what EP was saying about, the throwaway line that I said Panini would get them. EP makes a good point that for those next 3 years, they could. How much do you think they could charge for Flawless if LeBron James autos
and still
were in there?
All of it, right?
Yeah,
they would sell so much of it.
Again, Panini's
not
sell
so much of it anyway, though.
I guess,
but they can charge more. They can charge more. I think.
Yeah, but it's going to cost more too.
So I'm sick of my stomach. Thinking about it.
$3,000. Well, no, that's nothing. What isn't it, like $12,000 a box?
They don't have any trouble selling that super high end product. So, like, I just don't see why you would add to your cost, because
if you could sell it for
because the end game is in sight, right? So yeah, you're right. Yeah. I mean, I guess
they're too cheap.
Yeah,
they
are. They're not.
If they wanted to do that, they would have done that long ago. So clearly, they never wanted to do it. So they're not going to do it now. That's kind of my feeling on that.
What if they wanted to stick it to Fanatics and people for doing stuff right now that things that are happening, like sending people to break into their offices and telling printers they can't print their stuff?
How do we know that wasn't like Leaf? It could have been Brian Gray.
If it was
Superman, Brian Gray crashes through walls.
I think it was
more like the Kool-Aid
Brian
Man,
Gray himself.
but...
Like he wouldn't hire anybody; he just do it himself.
And he'd let
Kool-Aid
you know
Man style.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
He would have had a card of it. Oh yeah. Well, interesting speculation. That's all we have for now, but we will probably revisit this story when we know more.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
Well, moving on here, let's be glad that Pac-Man doesn't open Magic the Gathering cards. Because, yes, that's a good transition. I like that one. Yeah, the Magic the Gathering Lord of the Rings One Ring, 1 of 1 card has been pulled. Apparently a $2 million bounty. Is this, I don't know if that's real or not, but I would certainly be looking for the people that put the bounty out there, because I'd be more than happy to sell that card for $2 million. But yeah, I mean, you had a lot of people that don't collect Magic cards that were ripping that stuff, trying to get it. I think the person was actually in Canada. I heard, can't confirm that, but that's what I heard, that the person that pulled it, and yeah, it is now no longer in circulation.
I think it was someone from Canada, because someone made the joke that it's like either Backyard Breaks gets all of the product hits, or Canada. I think that was like a joke on Twitter that was being thrown around.
I like that.
Someone photoshopped the card onto a Backyard Breaks slap stand. And honestly, it's like one of those things. Would you be surprised if, right?
A lot of people believe that, though.
Yeah, people were so mad.
I was looking at the comments. I'm like, wait, do you guys really believe this? Like, yeah.
But again, you could. Would you be shocked?
You could. No, not at all.
You know.
Hey, we're opening up Magic the Gathering for the first time on the channel. We're gonna get going. Like we got a whole case to open. We're opening up the first pack. What? Yeah. Oh, there it is. What is this? Oh my god!
It's a Tesla. It's a Tesla.
Oh, we should have had that. So
yeah. But to the point, and I'm probably stealing EPs here, so I'll defer to you after I say it. Like, you know, for actual people who want to collect Magic the Gathering, this is probably the best thing that could happen.
Oh yeah.
Right. Like they just want that. They want the investors out of there. They want the box prices to drop so they can actually afford to buy the thing that they actually collect and enjoy collecting.
Yeah, I tweeted that out. Like I really like this. This is a set that I thought was really interesting, and I thought, oh, that's really cool. 1 of 1 card chase, and then thinking about it, there's no way like the prices are going to be astronomical, but now they probably die down a little bit. And I love the Lord of the Rings like property itself, like the movies and everything. Definitely. It's amazing. I have never collected Magic the Gathering. I had no desire to ever buy it, but when I heard about this product, even before I heard what the 1 of 1 is, like they're making a Lord of the Rings Magic the Gathering set. I was like, I'm going to get some of these just to check them out, and so I'm excited for the prices to drop to reasonable levels, or probably below market value, to be honest. But I'm happy to get it.
I think they're like $300 a box now, or something like that. I think I saw recently. So, I mean, I don't know what they suggested. Yeah, they'll continue to drop for sure.
Kind of crazy though. Again, like here's the hobby culture. There is 1 of that card, and like people were willing to pay how many hundreds of dollars a box to have literally no chance to pull that card. Right. Like this is, again, we talk about like the mentality, like you see stuff, you see people pulling big hits. So you're like, yeah, well, why not? It's worth a shot.
Right. Oh, it could be me. Could be. It's like buying lottery tickets. Don't they call that the dumb person tax?
Like gambling. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, it's buying a lottery ticket. You have no shot of actually getting it. One person will, sure, maybe a couple, but still, I mean, the odds are so astronomical that it's probably statistically, Mike, a 0% chance.
Oh yeah.
That you win.
Yeah. And I mean, like, whether or not you want to call card collecting gambling, there is definitely a gambling mentality by the people buying it. Like this is the absolute same as walking into that casino and seeing $100 slot machine, and you go, well, you know what? It would be worth putting 1 pull in there, like just to see, because I'm not going to win it if I don't do it. I might win it. You're not going to win it, but you're thinking you might have a chance. And that is the same mentality that people have with cards. Nobody ever thinks of the realistic downside of what you're going to open. They think of the optimistic upper end. And like,
Like in their mind, the odds of pulling something major far outweighs the odds of pulling something that's crap. Like somehow it's reversed in their minds that, oh yeah, I could totally open up one box and pull up a massive card. There's no doubt in my mind about that. If anything else happened, I would be shocked. No, reverse that. That's if you pull something, be shocked. Otherwise, you're gonna crap.
Let me add this. We talk about Panini and Topps both like letting the printers run and just overprinting. A lot of sports card collectors might not realize it, but Hasbro, since they bought Magic the Gathering, has been printing the ever-loving crap out of that product. Like the real collectors are really disappointed with how much all the sets they've been putting out. So like, if you think your odds of getting a 1-of-1 out of like Prism is bad, I would have to guess that your odds of getting it out of this stuff was way worse because they make a lot of it. And the person that pulled it, did you see they got it graded by PSA?
No,
it was graded a 9 by PSA. Apparently Beckett had this whole list of stuff they were going to offer the person who pulled it. If they graded it with them, they were going to give them like grading credits. They were going to put it in its own special label. It was really a pretty cool looking thing, but the person did choose PSA. Now I did hear somewhere, I think I read in the comments on somebody's video that Beckett didn't put that information out until after it had already been pulled and graded. I don't know whether that's valid or not, but I wanted to talk a little bit about the fact that, you had companies here, at least one of them, that were offering something to try to get somebody to grade that card with their company. I think that's actually kind of cool that they were going to do. Like, I know you guys probably didn't see it, but the label looked really
I saw
cool.
it. I actually did see it on Twitter.
I mean, that was really, really cool looking. So go ahead, EP.
I'm kind of torn. I love the fact that we have this product that people are excited about, and I realize that that's upsetting because of unrealistic expectations. But also, I love our hobby, and I love that people are excited about cards and the chase of this one card. And I love that this deal, like Becca's like, oh well, then they do all the special stuff for it, like that. So I'm really torn because I'm upset by so many parts of this story about the escalated prices and the disingenuous advertising, all that sort of stuff. But I also love that I think was it David Adams that was offering the $2 million bounty? Like, because I mean,
that's usually who does.
It makes sense for like a retailer or distributor to say, hey, you know what? Buy lots of our product, try to pull this card. So I mean, it makes a lot of sense. So it works for them, and that actually excites me too because I think that generates a lot of excitement in the hobby. It's just that the expectations are set so high for a lot of people who don't really think about or don't understand how the hobby works, maybe, and that's just my point. Like,
the flip side,
the Beckett slab is I have not seen it myself, but the slab and the deal and all that sort of stuff, again, just making this very small part of the hobby, very niche part of the hobby, like it make a lot of excitement about it. So that makes me happy as a collector.
The flip side, though, unfortunately. And I'm with you, EP. It does draw a lot of attention to a product if someone like David Adams is throwing out a bounty. But it's kind of like when someone says, "Oh, we're going to offer, we're going to for any information on this kidnapping, call the police hotline, and we're going to give you money if it leads to an arrest," right? And then all of a sudden, cops hate that because then there's like millions of calls that aren't helpful. They're actually hurting. And in this case, it's the same thing. It's a $2 million bounty. Sure, that's awesome. But now actual Magic the Gathering collectors had to, if they wanted the card, hopefully they were smart enough to wait. Like, I'm not going to buy anything until this damn card gets pulled. That way I'm not getting hosed. But they were, the boxes that are going for $300 now, what were they going for, 2 weeks ago? They were probably going for double or triple that, because people were searching for this card to get this $2 million bounty, which I wonder if it was David Adams, if they said, well, this 1-of-1 ring has to make the Hall of Fame to get the $2 million bounty, or if it was, like you can take the money now, but if the card makes the Hall of Fame, then you can get the full amount, like they did with the Drew Jones 1-of-1. But yeah, I just the case itself was pretty cool though, Mike. To your point, and I would have gone with BGS. They probably would have graded a 9.5. I don't know what whatever that's worth.
Yeah.
In terms of the 9,
Yeah. What a great card to have a 1/1 though, right?
Yeah.
If there was ever a card that should have a 1/1,
ultimate 1/1, yes,
it should be
so
the one ring to rule them all, right?
Yeah, I loved it so much. Such a great idea. Yep, so perfect.
Yep.
That was fantastic. Well, EP, I wanted to ask you quick. Did you see any of the details of 2023 Topps Chrome Baseball?
I saw that it released. I think boxes are $300. Jumbos are $300 a box. But beyond that, I've not seen anything beyond that.
Okay, I don't really care about any of that. All I want to talk about is the Taco Fractor.
Oh, you did text me about that, yeah.
Now I'm hungry for tacos.
We talked on this podcast about the frozen fractors. This year's Topps Chrome has Taco Fractors in it. Yes.
What the hell does that even mean? Is it a
Look, have you guys seen the
orange and yellow, and it's like sunbursty, and just I don't know. I wanted an excuse to talk about Taco Fractors.
Have you seen the pink leopard skin, cheetah skin refractor prism from Panini? I mean, they're just warming up. They're just warming up for 3 years from now when they have all the licenses. They need to have all the refractors, so they're just warming up right now. They're putting their own spin on it.
I mean, when you're going to be printing that many cards, you have to come up with new and exciting names for all the inserts and parallels you have to put in it to hide the fact that you're printing all that, right? But
I mean, I will say, as silly as I thought this sounded and as stupid and whatever, we do complain that they never do anything different. So at least this is something different. But is it really? It's the same, right? It's the same. It's just a different name, right? It's like it's not an actual new insert or new product. It's just they're doing the same thing that they've done before, giving it a couple of different colors. It's a tricolored refractor basically, and they're calling it something silly to have schmucks like us talk about it on their little podcast. I mean,
it works. The thing is, though,
reeled us in.
I saw Taco Fractor. I'm like, oh, check that box. I'm talking about that.
Yeah. If I'm being honest, I want a Ken Griffey Jr. Taco Fractor and a Frozen Fractor and a Ladinian Tomlinson Frozen Fractor and Taco Refractor. Like just give. And I realized that the names sound ridiculous, sure. But also they sound cool. Kinda, yeah. I want them in my box. I want them in my Griffey box. Yep.
They sound dumb enough that I just might want one. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't care about any of the details.
I want some Taco Bell now.
Right
now.
No. Yep.
I just turned another year older yesterday. Taco Bell is not on my radar. It has not been for quite a while now. So do you guys remember a couple shows ago? I don't know how long it's been now, but there was a Topps Update Independence Day parallel that was trimmed, that was in a PSA slab, graded a 9.
The Shohei card, right?
Yeah, Shohei Ohtani. Yeah. I was watching our old buddy Neo Cards and Comics on YouTube. He had a video out that somebody on Blowout Forums found out there was yet another Independence Day parallel. This one, I think they have one hitting and one pitching. Is that how it was, EP?
I think so.
Yeah. I believe the hitting one. But the card was actually originally raw, and now there's one that is slabbed. The same number card, it's slabbed a 9. The original card on the right-hand edge, there was quite a bit of wear. There was one spot in particular on the edge that had a little tear off of the very edge, and the upper right-hand corner had wear. Well, now the card in a slab has a tiny little bit of the top cut off and a tiny little bit of the right-hand side cut off. Like where he's holding the bat, you could see on the raw one, there was a little bit of space between the top of the bat and the edge of the card, and now there isn't any. And on the right-hand side, you can tell with the stars that were there that just a slight little bit missing. But yeah, I mean, again, PSA is grading 1 million cards a month. So cards are going to get through. The question is, we talk about this all the time, how many are getting through? I think it's a lot more than people really want to know, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It is, because we only know about these because they're pretty high-end cards, right? Like they're
high-end
really
and low numbered.
High-end, low numbered Shohei Ohtani rookie cards. I mean, yeah, these are high end stuff. Like if people are sending in trim cards that are $500 or less, which again, that's not low end. We had our B show about what defining high end, low end, but
we never came to any kind of
we never came to any consensus. But anything 500 and below, we won't hear about that. It's kind of like what I say all the time is, how much did the companies screw up back in the 90s when Twitter wasn't a thing, when you didn't have all these different forums. I kind of feel the same way about this. If the card is not high end enough to draw eyeballs, no one's really going to care or know to post about it or complain about it or show it. So yeah, I bet you a lot of ones that are not those super high end are getting through.
I kind of rolled my eye. Like this is one of a couple topics this week that I kind of rolled my eyes at, but like I rolled my eyes because the thing is though, like we should be outraged, we should be upset. But Evan Mathis flat out told us a couple weeks ago that not only are there a lot of cards that are being trimmed, but that modern cards are easier to trim than older cards. So like, to think that people are brash enough, like I said this, I think when we talked about it the first time, people are brash enough to get cards that are numbered out of 76 and trim them and send them in to get graded and resell them. And just to think that this is still going on, like as much as I rolled my eyes, I'm still
never going to
outraged.
Stop.
Right. I'm still outraged by it. Like it's, I mean, but what can we do? Like
I think we're all still in the dark as to how much is really happening. And again, I mean, people can make excuses for any of the grading companies if they want to, like, oh, well, PSA is grading 1 million a month. Of course, some are going to get through. Like, what is the point of grading though, if they're getting through? Like, apparently a lot of them are getting through. Evan Mathis made that pretty clear that really not that hard if you know what you're doing to get it through. And like, I don't know, like, do we get to a point in the hobby where grading people are going to go, well, what is this? This doesn't mean anything. That could be trimmed. Like,
so I sent you guys, you were asking the question, did we get to that point? I sent you guys a picture of this card. It's not gradable. There's some edge wear on it. Right. And someone mentioned this before on hobby Twitter, and I didn't realize it. I didn't pounce on that at first, but these Pro Molds one touches, I feel like I'm doing an ad for Pro Mold, but
that's why I'm laughing.
Call me.
Well, email and Twitter in the bio.
Email. Yeah.
Let us know. Let us know.
Mike throws up our Twitter handles at the beginning. Rewind.
They have links in the description.
They have the sleeve, and you can put a sleeve card into a one touch, and it looks great. It's clear. It's beautiful. I liked it better than like this BGS slab or this PSA slab card. Like, it just looked better. I think we are going to get to that point where, if the whole point of grading is to authenticate or to tell us how good our card is, and that card isn't even the real card that came out of the pack at this point, like, I'm not going to grade anywhere. I don't grade that much to begin with, but I'm not going to grade anywhere near as much as I did, because again, you can do things like this and make your cards look just as beautiful if it's for display purposes. There's always going to be that market though, that people want to grade their cards so they can flip them, they can sell them, they can move them. It's easier to move a PSA 9 or 10 than it is to move a raw card. It just is. So, there's still going to be that market, but I think more and more people are going to start sliding out of the whole I have to grade everything mentality.
I kind of feel like I'm there too, because like, I said I didn't get my cards sent in to PSA. The stuff I'm considering sending in is stuff I want to add value to sell it. Like, it's not stuff like, I really think I'm getting to the point where my own personal collection, I really don't care as much anymore. Like, am I going to send 10 cards in and spend $250 just to have them put them in a slab? Like, for a card that I want for myself, that I want to keep, that, I might sell someday, but I'm not selling it now. So I like that now. Is like, before I was like, oh yeah, well, I'll send these in and these will be for my PC. Now I really don't want to send any PC cards in. I don't want to spend the money on it because I don't think it's a big deal. Like, you have the horizontal cards there too, Joe. Like, they look horrible in a PSA slab because you either have to have the card on its end or the labels on its end. So
exactly,
like, you put it in that holder and it looks absolutely beautiful. You can display it and not have to worry about figuring out if you want to display it vertically or horizontally.
Right.
Like, as a PCer, I really don't care about grading as much anymore. I'll only probably use it as a tool to try to increase value going forward.
I was going to make pretty much the same statement. I mean, the bottom line is, like, if you're sending the PSA, you're probably hoping that it becomes worth more money. Like, when I have this project where I want to have these PSA graded rookie card of every NBA Hall of Famer since I've been paying attention to basketball. I still want to do that, but in a lot of cases, I want to like buy raw and or buy a very, very cheap end. I want to either buy a very, very cheap end graded card or buy raw and then grade them and then sell the best. Like my Kobe Bryant's that I graded back in February that Joe included an order for me. Like those were the ones that worked out perfectly, where I got a couple 9s, I got a 10, and I was able to sell the 10 and one of the 9s and keep the 9. And like, so that's like the perfect, like that's the perfect scenario where I can keep one of the lower ones, sell the other ones because they increase in value so much. Like for me personally, like it is for you. I'm Joe. I'm guessing based on your what you were saying now, like it's just to increase value to increase the resale value. Like one touch, like that we used to. We're all old enough to know what one touches look like with like the screws. We had to screw.
They still sell those, by the way.
Sure,
they still sell screw downs.
But the magnetic one touches.
They don't pop open if you drop them. I'm just saying.
That's true.
That is true. That is true.
Hashtag bring back screws.
Phrasing.
This is
somebody clip that. Somebody clip that and put that on TikTok.
Yeah, that's true.
Somebody clip that and put that on TikTok.
Talk about pull bangers last week.
Yeah. That's true.
This is a mild show this week.
Reeling it back in. But yeah, I mean, and what does grading give you at this point? If you buy a card on eBay, raw or graded, do any of them give you more peace of mind that your card hasn't been altered at this point? Like,
it's getting worse and worse, right?
Right. Like, so if I bought a Shohei Ohtani out of 76 raw on eBay and it goes through an authentication process, or the PSA graded and it goes through an authentication process, at this point, what's it matter? Because there's just as good of a chance that the raw one has been altered as there is the one in the graded slab. So what's the point at that?
How great though would it be that if you bought a Shohei Ohtani on eBay that was graded by PSA and you sent it to PSA for authentication, that they said, nope, this is trimmed. That would be great.
That would be fantastic.
That would be fantastic.
If that has ever happened to you, contact us below. Because
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that will never happen. Like, they're like, oh, PSA, whatever. Yeah, we'll just send it.
I guarantee that if it's a PSA label, they just put it into the nice little eBay
make sure
box
the label's real and then send it off. Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, I know one thing we all agree on is if we do grade in the future, it will absolutely be with our all-time favorite grading company, HGA, right?
Yay!
Right? Anybody remember them? They were a thing for a hot 100%. Second there.
I have a couple cards that I think would look awesome with their labels.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not gonna send them.
I don't want you to get too excited, EP. I know how you like to bounce around down there in the bottom of the screen.
I do.
But guess what?
I get very excited.
Coming this Wednesday, HGA has big news. They dropped a teaser. Big news coming out this Wednesday from our favorite 2020 grading company for a week. HGA. I think it was 20.
Hopefully it's bigger news than what CGC gave us.
GD, right?
Like HGA comes out and they're like, "Hey, there's this one division in our company that we're going to just hang out with now more, like do happy hours and stuff together. It'll be fun." That's our breaking news, and we're going to have a big countdown for it.
What do we think it might be? Like, what is it? Any guess?
All we know is it's going to be way less big than anything we come up with. Anything we come up with, anything we come up with is going to be way less important. The hobby has proven that to us in the last couple of weeks. Right?
Maybe they have a hobby-changing idea that they're going to be presenting to the world on Wednesday. Because everybody knows if you have a huge announcement, the Wednesday, a day after a federal holiday, is the day to do it, right? Like that is classic PR 101 right there.
That's
right?
classic. Our big news is not really that big, but we're going to do it anyway. That's what that is.
One of my favorite all-time shows is The West Wing, and they used to call it "Take Out the Trash Day," where they would dump all these news stories on one day,
like
and then
Friday afternoon,
afternoon, and then put in like one big story, but have it like hidden with all the crap stories, so that maybe the reporters don't pick up on it. I mean, I feel like that's what's happening here. My guess, because I think it is going to be so disappointing of an announcement, something like
if you're excited for this announcement, it's really on you. So it can't be a disappointment.
True. Absolutely, that's true. But it was going to be something like, oh, we grade booklets now, or something like that. It's going to be something so small that like 5 people are like, yes, finally, I have someplace to send my booklets, my booklet cards. It's going to be something like that, right?
I feel like the only thing that would excite me is if they brought back the lottery to try to get in, but they can't do that now because they probably have too much.
Nobody wants to be in the lottery.
Right. Yeah, like that'd be the only thing that would excite me about
Everybody else in the world has to close, and they're the only one open. Then maybe when you tell people you're using AI to grade,
I was just gonna say maybe that's what it is, Mike. They're actually gonna use AI. They're like, hey, we're actually going to do this thing that Tag's doing. We just stole their idea now, and we're actually going to do AI. Like that was another potential thought I had. But
let's say here, okay, hypothetical for you guys. I think we've all said that we're a little not sure about HGA, right? Like we're probably never going to send a card to HGA.
A little more
than not sure.
What if they came
unless
out with
I pull a downtown Pat Tillman that I can send in and get that really cool looking custom label they had that I'm never going to sell it. Yeah, then maybe I would use them. But but go ahead.
What if they offered a deal? 20 cards, $20.
I wouldn't send any in myself, but maybe that could draw up some excitement. I don't know. Like I probably wouldn't do that. I don't have enough cards to grade regardless. But
the thing, there are a lot of people out there who want to grade cards with companies like CSG and SGC because they know that they're not going to get. They don't want to take spend the money for the PSA, but if they get the deals with the other companies, they get a 9.5 and a 10. People think they can cross it over and sell for a little bit more money than they could. Do you think that 20 cards for $20 would be enough? Mike says no. All right.
I don't think people are doing it. Like they might send in a cheap card that isn't worth anything that they like for their own PC. You know, I could take a couple Paul Heyman cards that are like, you know, like a numbered Prism card that I would never get graded, like numbered to like 199 or something, maybe. But I was wondering, you know, they've been talking about their subscription service. I forget where that really landed, but I thought the last time I read about it, it didn't really feel like a subscription to me. I wonder if they're working towards something where you pay X amount per month and you get to grade
whatever
this many cards at that. Like maybe, probably not. That seems like it might actually make sense. So. It'll be a booklet, a sideways or a diagonal booklet.
Yeah,
or I don't know, something like that.
Getting back to EP's thing real quick, the 20 for 20 thing. If that was like, there are cards because they do have the horizontal slabs that I actually kind of like for display. Like I would the I don't know, even I don't know. Those pro molds look pretty clear. I don't know if I would actually do that.
I mean, hey, people buy cheap beer, so.
Yep.
Darn right we
might
do.
actually use it.
Darn right we do.
Well, some of us, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. We got to do that high end stuff.
Yeah.
Only rest of real for me. Only Rusty Rail for me.
Only the Rusty Rail. And, you know, I did enjoy my blue collar blonde from the Rusty Rail. So
look at EP covering up the label.
I don't need Whatnot as a sponsor. I need a beer sponsor, please. We're begging.
Yeah, we are begging.
All right, guys. I'm going to wrap it up there. I think we covered it all this week. So I will see you next week. Take care, guys.
See you, boys.